So today we'll be talking about drugs used in GIT. We'll specifically start off with PUD, peptic ulcer disease. Now, before we discuss the drugs that are used in peptic ulcer disease, I do remember what do you call, when we had discussed PUD, I told you all to learn the mechanism through which I'm sure you must have learned about it in physiology anyway. But just review the mechanism through which hydrogen chloride is made, hydrochloric acid is made in your body. Okay, so first I'll review that, and after that we'll get into the drugs, because you need to understand that before you understand how the drugs are working, because there are several ways through which HCl is made in your stomach. After you understand how HCl is being made in the stomach and how excessive amount of HCl can cause damage, that is when we can treat this. Now when we talk about PUD, you obviously, I hope you remember that the main causes of PUD can be either stress, okay, H pylori infection, NSAID abuse. Okay, if someone is abusing NSAIDs like aspirin or diclofenac for a long period of time, gastric hypersecretion in certain chances, especially if the patient has duodenal ulcer. In that scenario, they will have gastric acid hypersecretion, so essentially HCl hypersecretion. Smoking cigarettes and alcohol smoking, these will be mainly H pylori infection and NSAID abuse. These two will have a very big factor when compared to others. Even gastric acid hypersecretion, acid hypersecretion will play a bigger role in duodenal ulcer rather than this thing, your peptic ulcer itself. Now anyway, gastric ulcer, sorry, not peptic ulcer. Peptic ulcer will have both gastric and duodenal ulcers. Now if we look at the cell which is producing HCl itself, so let us suppose, this is your parietal cell. Okay, so let us suppose this is the parietal cell. Okay, now your parietal cell has the capability of producing HCl. How it does so is by two enzymes that are that are present on the surface of the cell. Okay, they are essentially not enzymes, they are pumps. Okay, you can think of them as pumps. One of these pumps is called proton pump. ठीक है, proton pump क्या करता, this is also called hydrogen potassium ATPase. So with the hydrogen potassium ATPase का मतलब यहाँ पर ये है, it is using ATP to exchange potassium for hydrogen. So normally, let us suppose this is the inner lining of your stomach, or inner, or lumen of the stomach better. ठीक है, and this is cell lining, cell lining of the stomach. ठीक है, if I expand your stomach and I look at individual cells, let us suppose on the right side I have the lumen of the stomach for convenience sake. Okay, right side is the lumen of the stomach, and on the left is your cell lining, which has all your endochromaffin cells, G cells, delta cells, so on and so forth. Okay, your blood vessels are present on the left side and all of that. बीच में on the right side is your lumen where HCl will be present. ठीक है, so let us suppose there is HCl here. Let us suppose this green part represents HCl. ठीक है, now proton pump क्या करता, it will exchange hydrogen for potassium. So essentially यहाँ पर क्या हो रहा, let me draw it this way. Normally there is a lot of potassium present in the lumen of your stomach. ठीक है, there is a little bit of potassium present in the lumen of your stomach. यहाँ पर K+ ions रहते. ठीक है, Proton pump can also be called hydrogen potassium ATPS. इसलिए उसको प्रोटॉन पंप बोलते हैं because it is exchanging potassium for hydrogen. It will use ATP for energy and it will exchange potassium for hydrogen. So what will happen is this potassium will enter inside the parietal cell and the hydrogen which is present inside the parietal cell will go into the lumen of your stomach. That is the first step. Okay. Then this potassium is sent back into the lumen of your stomach by a symporter. Okay. There is a potassium chloride symporter that is present very close by on the parietal cell. What this fellow will do is, second, this same potassium is sent out here, meaning potassium will start coming out along with chloride, so that your electrolyte balance is being maintained. So if you look closely, यहाँ पर एक हाइड्रोजन, एक पॉजिटिव एटम एक कैटायन को एक कैटायन से रिप्लेस कर रहे हैं. You are replacing one cation hydrogen here on the top. You are replacing one hydrogen for one potassium. So essentially you are replacing one cation for another cation. Energy balance is maintained. ठीक है. There is net charge will be the same. Okay. एक जगह पॉजिटिव दूसरी जगह नेगेटिव नहीं हो रहा. आप जैसा एक पॉजिटिव निकाल रहे वैसा एक पॉजिटिव अंदर डाल दे रहे. एंड ऑन द फ्लिप साइड, राइट बिलो दिस, you will have a potassium chloride symporter. This is called a potassium chloride symporter. ठीक है. ये symporter क्या करता? It will use, again this is also relying on energy to a certain extent. It will exchange this potassium along with, it will not exchange, it will send potassium along with chloride that is coming out of the, यहाँ से cell lining के अंदर से आता, इधर से एक chloride ion आते रहता. This fellow is essentially what it is doing, it is setting the potassium back into the lumen of your stomach along with chloride. Now obviously when this hydrogen and chloride are mixing, one second, yeah, whenever this fellow and this fellow mix, you will get HCl. The product will be HCl. That is how hydrochloric acid is being formed. Okay, this is the basic mechanism. Hydrogen is being exchanged, sorry, potassium is being exchanged for hydrogen inside your parietal cell with the help of a proton pump. That proton pump is also called a hydrogen potassium ATPS. And that potassium which is coming inside your parietal cell is sent out again into the lumen of your stomach using a different using a different pump or using a different what do you call, symporter called potassium chloride symporter. It is essentially a cell surface symporter which is sending potassium and chloride together outside so that net charge remains zero. ठीक है. एक तरफ on the whole नेट चार्ज विल रिमेन जीरो, एक तरफ चार्ज ज्यादा नहीं हो रहा. ठीक है. इट इज नॉट, इट इज मेकिंग श्योर दैट पोटेशियम or hydrogen, essentially positive ion or negative ion, is not being accumulated on any one side. ठीक है. Net charge will remain zero. जैसा hydrogen cation is being exchanged inside, cation is being thrown out. The same way as a proton is, as a cation is being thrown out, a negative ion is thrown out together with it, so that energy balance or the charge balance will remain the same. ठीक है. This is the main mechanism how hydrogen chloride is made. Now ये समझ में आया आप लोगों को? Did you understand this, how this is occurring? If you understand this, I'll tell you how stimulus of HCl occurs. What are the different stimuli that parietal cell is getting in order to produce HCl? Because there is some stimulus so that HCl can be produced. Okay,
Yes,
then
sir.
I'll take that you understood this. Now, for the production of HCl, there are 3 to 4 main stimuli that your parietal cell will get. Okay, there are certain receptors on the surface of parietal cell. So let us suppose I make those receptors in different colors. Let us suppose this is one receptor and this is another receptor and this is another receptor. Okay. Now, first of all, we have in your stomach lining, you will have something called ECL cells. ECL cells are enterochromaffin-like cells. Enterochromaffin, enterochromaffin. One second. Enterochromaffin like cells. Be very careful. These are not enterochromaffin cells. Enterochromaffin cells are present in your intestines. They are responsible for production of serotonin. These cells will resemble enterochromaffin cells. They are called enterochromaffin like cells, and their job is to produce histamine. Okay? Enterochromaffin like cells will start producing histamine in the stimulus of gastric cell. So there are 2 3 cells that are present near your parietal cell. Okay? In the same vicinity. Let us suppose we have one cell like this called G cells. Okay? Another cell called hmm, let us suppose ऐसा है. This cell is called D cell, delta cell, and you have. Let me erase this and draw another one. I don't have any more shapes. Okay, it's a different color then. Okay, this fellow is producing says ECL cell. Okay, producing histamine. अब होता क्या? First of all the mechanisms that are producing HCl. First of all, your ECL is producing histamine. Enterochromaffin-like cell has the capability of producing histamine. इनको स्टिमुलस कैसा मिल रहा है हिस्टामिन रिलीज करने के लिए? दिस स्टिमुलस इज कमिंग फ्रॉम गैस्ट्रन. Gastrin is being released by G cells. Now, how is this gastrin release? Whenever your body or whenever essentially your body is able to sense that the amount of acid inside your blood, sorry, the amount of acid in your stomach is decreasing, or let us suppose the pH of the stomach has increased more than normal. Now, keep in mind that the pH of the stomach is very low. It should be somewhere between 2 to 3. Okay? Whenever pH of the stomach is increasing more than 3, your cells are being stimulated, and through certain stimuli, G cells are stimulated, and essentially what will happen is G cells will start producing gastrin. Gastrin will do two functions. First of all, gastrin will go into blood. Let me one second. This fellow, इसको बाजू नहीं हटा सकते नहीं. One second. डेल्टा सेल को अभी के लिए इधर बाजू कर देता हूँ मैं. This fellow is going into blood. ठीक है? Gastrin enters into the blood, and from essentially it will go to a nearby blood vessel, and it will enter into blood, go through circulation, and this gastrin is essentially leaving that blood and going to ECL from there. ECL cells will have a receptor called gastrin receptor. So one second. ECL cells will have a gastrin receptor. Right. This gastrin receptor is essentially stimulating ECL cells in order to produce histamine. Another thing that happens is your gastrin receptor is also present on the parietal cell. So one second, same color लगाएंगे. ठीक है? This gastrin again has another capability of going and stimulating the parietal cell directly. So once again, G cells are being stimulated whenever pH is becoming high. Whenever pH becomes higher than, let's suppose, 3, um, pH is increasing greater than 3. That is the stimulus to G cells. when as pH increases more than 3, G cells will get stimulated. As G cells are getting stimulated, they'll start secreting gastrin. Gastrin will do two functions. Some gastrin molecules will enter blood. They will move all the way up to ECL cells and they will stimulate ECL cells. ECL cells will have a gastrin receptor, and that whenever that gastrin receptor is binding to the gastrin, it will get stimulated. It will in turn stimulate your ECL cell, which will cause histamine production. Secondly, gastrin have the capability of directly going to your parietal cell and stimulating the parietal cell. Whenever parietal cell is stimulated, HCl production directly increases. So this whole process will get increased. ठीक है, those are the first two functions. तो G cells क्या कर रहे हैं? पहले it is going to blood, it is entering blood, it is going to gastrin receptor on ECL causing histamine release. Histamine, this what this fellow will do is histamine will go and attach to histamine receptors that are present on your parietal cell. So there will be special receptors called histamine receptors. These are H2 receptors, mind you. Histamine has two different types of receptors. You have H2 receptors and H1 receptors both. H1 receptors will accept acetylcholine. H2 receptors will accept histamine. Two different stimuli. Okay. H2 receptors can also get stimulated by acetylcholine. यहाँ पर H1 receptor, sorry. Here I'm talking specifically about H2 receptors. Histamine goes and attaches to H2 receptors, and H2 receptors in turn will cause stimulus here, which will in turn cause HCl to be produced. That is one way. Second way, gastrin receptors directly go to parietal cell, and through parietal cell stimulus, they will cause HCl to be released. Then ECL cells themselves have the capability, without even without the stimulus of gastrin, they have the capability of producing histamine, and that histamine has the capability of going and attaching to H2 receptors and causing stimulus. So even without the stimulus of G cells, ECL cells on a normal basis, they will be producing some amount of histamine. And wherever this histamine is going to your parietal cell, they are going to your histamine receptors present on the parietal cell and they are causing HCl release. तो यहाँ पर two fold release हो रहा. एक ECL cells can directly cause the stimulation of HCl. Second, G cells are causing ECL to produce more histamine. ठीक है, ECL alone, ECL standalone can cause histamine release, and ECL will also cause histamine release on stimulus of gastrin. तो दोनों तरीकों से ECL is able to produce histamine. One through the help of G cells. Second, directly. It has the potential to directly produce histamine, which will go and stimulate your parietal cell. Then, lastly, there is your vagus nerve. So let us suppose आपकी vagus nerve को ये color दे दिया. Vagus nerve is the parasympathetic nerve innervation near your cell lining of your parietal cell. ठीक है? Now this is your vagus nerve. वेगस नर्व क्रेनियल नर्व है या स्पाइनल नर्व है? व्हाट इज वेगस नर्व? आई एम श्योर लास्ट ईयर आप लोग पढ़े होंगे. क्रेनियल नर्व है. व्हिच नंबर?
Forgot, sir.
It's okay, you remember at least it is a cranial nerve. There are totally 12 different cranial nerves. Tomorrow tell me what are those 12 and where does vagus stand. Okay, the last stimulation will come from vagus nerve. वेगस नर्व क्या करता है? यहाँ पर पैरासिम्पैथेटिक इनोवेशन दे रहा. पैरासिम्पैथेटिक इनोवेशन इन द सेंस इट विल स्टार्ट प्रोड्यूसिंग एसिटाइलकोलिन. यहाँ पर it will release acetylcholine. This acetylcholine will go and attach to cholinergic muscarinic receptors that are present on the surface of your this thing. So यहाँ पर on the surface of your parietal cell, you will have muscarinic receptors. These are, let me put M2. ठीक है, M2 receptors. Your muscarinic receptor is also present on ECL. This is also M2. Okay. This fellow and this fellow are muscarinic receptors. I'll write it here. I hope you guys are following along. If you did not understand anything, if you want me to stop and repeat anything, please feel free to ask because this can get complicated a little bit. Muscarinic receptors. ठीक है। ये असेटाइल कोलिन जो है, सो दिस इज असेटाइल कोलिन ACH, ACH, ठीक है। Acetylcholine, whenever it is being released near your parietal cell, that fellow will go and attach one to your muscarinic receptor present on ACL, and it will go and attach directly to the muscarinic receptor present on your parietal cell. दोनों तरीकों से it is causing the production of HCl. If ACH directly binds to muscarine, this fellow will again go cause stimulus to HCl, and it will cause the production of HCl, one way. Second way, ACH can go and stimulate enterochromaffins like cells by stimulating the muscarinic receptor present on ECL. ECL cell के ऊपर you will have muscarinic receptor. That muscarinic receptor, whenever it is getting stimulated, ECL cell gets stimulated, it will start releasing histamine. Histamine again does the same thing. Histamine will go stimulate H2 receptor on the parietal cell, causes HCl release. These are the three main mechanisms through which HCl is being released. First is ECL can directly produce histamine that can cause stimulation of parietal cell. Second, gastrin cells or G cells that are present in your stomach lining, that fellow can cause release of gastrin. Gastrin can either directly stimulate your parietal cell, cause HCl release, or it can go into the blood. It will move towards your ECL cell, stimulate your gastrin receptor present on the ECL cell, and cause histamine release, again causing the same reaction. Third, vagus nerve, the parasympathetic innervation, that fellow will produce acetylcholine, and acetylcholine in turn binds to the muscarinic receptor present on ECL, and it can bind to the muscarinic receptor present on the parietal cell, both of which will cause the production of HCl. Okay, one directly, one indirectly. So these are the three main mechanisms through which production of HCl is occurring. Understood? If you have doubts, or if you want me to repeat this process again, this is only the production. We still have the inhibition of HCl. If you understand this, then you will understand how inhibition works. Okay. Now, if you have doubts, you can stop and ask me anytime. You can put it in the chat as well. Either way is fine. Okay. Now coming to inhibition. This was all stimulus, right? Inhibition will come from two mechanisms. One is delta cells. This fellow. Delta cells will produce somatostatin. This fellow can produce somatostatin. Somatostatin क्या करता? It will do two things. First of all, it will directly inhibit the production of HCl from your this thing. Uh, D cells which are producing somatostatin, it can directly block your parietal cell, and it will stop the production of HCl. This fellow will directly inhibit, or let me put it in red, it will directly inhibit the stimulus. ठीक है? It will inhibit the stimulus that parietal cell is getting from different ways by binding to those receptors, and essentially it will stop the stimulus that parietal cell is getting in order to produce HCl, and as a result HCl is not produced. That is one way. Another thing is that somatostatin can inhibit or give an inhibitory stimulus to both ECL cells and to G cells. ठीक है? So somatostatin तीन वजह से काम कर रहा. One is it is directly inhibiting parietal cell. It is inhibiting the stimulus that parietal cell is getting, so that HCl production is directly stopped. Second, it is inhibiting both G cells and ECL cells. If G cells and ECL cells are not stimulated, if they are not doing their function, you will not have production of HCl, because G cells are producing gastrin, ECL cells are producing histamine, HCl is produced. If somatostatin is inhibiting their function, histamine is not produced, gastrin is not produced, and as a result, HCl will not be produced. That is one mechanism. Second mechanism will be through your goblet cells or surface epithelial cells. Surface epithelial cells क्या करते हैं? Now I don't have place here to draw those surface epithelial cells. Uh, 1 second. काम करेंगे. Goblet cells, essentially the mucus producing cells that are present near your this thing, क्या बोलते हैं आपके, near your parietal cells. Essentially, these fellows will have the capability of producing both mucus and the capability of producing bicarbonic acid. Sorry, bicarbonate. They will produce. Now you already know bicarbonate is a very alkaline material. ठीक है, ये बाइकार्बोनेट क्यों प्रोड्यूस हो रहा? गॉबलेट सेल्स व्हेन दे आर स्टिमुलेटेड थ्रू अराकिडोनिक एसिड. सो अराकिडोनिक एसिड कौन है? अराकिडोनिक एसिड के बारे में लास्ट ईयर अपन पढ़े थे. Arachidonic acid is a special protein that when it is stimulated by either COX or LOX, it will produce different reactions. अगर cyclooxygenase से stimulate हुआ, this is cyclooxygenase, बढ़िया, oxygenase. That cyclooxygenase enzyme is called COX. Okay, you have different versions of COX, COX1, COX2. Anyway, cyclooxygenase, whenever it is stimulating or whenever it is reacting with arachidonic acid, it will produce prostaglandins, specifically PGE2 and PGI2. Okay, whenever arachidonic acid is reacting with LOX, lipooxygenase बोलते हैं इसको, this fellow will produce leukotrienes. Okay. For now, the important point here is this: production of prostaglandins from cyclooxygenase, or production of prostaglandins from arachidonic acid through the help of cyclooxygenase. Why is this important? Prostaglandins will stimulate goblet cells. So let us suppose आपका goblet cell ऐसा है, ठीक है? I'm decreasing the size a little bit. So let us suppose this is your parietal cell and this is your goblet cell. Oh dear. And this is your goblet cell. अब पैराइटल सेल का काम क्या है? डिफरेंट स्टिमुलाई आ रहे हैं इसको अलग अलग तरीकों से. दीज आर ऑल स्टिमुलाई. Okay, and this stimuli is converted into HCl. Correct. I'm compressing the information through different stimuli. You are getting HCl being produced. Goblet cells क्या करते हैं? Whenever HCl, excessive amount of HCl is being produced, and it has the potential of damaging your mucous membrane and it has the potential of damaging your stomach lining, goblet cells will get activated. And goblet cells का activation कैसा होता? Through one receptor present on its surface called prostaglandin receptor. ठीक है, these prostaglandins which are coming in through arachidonic acid in the presence of COX is producing PGE2 and PGI2, prostaglandin E2 and prostaglandin I2. There are several types of prostaglandins. Here the important ones are prostaglandin E2 and I2, especially E2. ठीक है, we'll learn about these in a lot more detail when we discuss about some other drugs, but NSAID specifically. But for now, remember PGE2 plays a very important role. PGE2 will give a positive stimulus to this receptor. And through this positive stimulus, what will happen is goblet cell will start producing two specific products. One is mucus, the other is bicarbonate. अब bicarbonate जो है is a direct inhibitor of HCl. Because bicarbonate is an alkaline material, it will inhibit HCl. That is the first mechanism how your body is reacting to excess acid. Second mechanism is mucus will not exactly inhibit HCl, but it will add another layer of protection on the surface of your stomach. Okay? Because of excessive amount of HCl, the mucus layer that is present on the surface of your stomach, that can get damaged. Okay? The inner lining of your stomach, that will get damaged. So ये mucus क्या करता? It will go and patch up that mucus wherever already mucus is becoming thinner because of excessive acid production. That mucus is being patched up by the mucus produced by goblet cell. जितना ज्यादा mucus produce होने लगता उतना ज्यादा thicker होते जाता वो layer. ठीक है, that is the second mechanism. Essentially, these are the two ways through which your body is inhibiting HCl. First is by delta cell producing somatostatin, inhibiting production of HCl directly through either directly inhibiting the stimulus to parietal cell and by inhibiting both ECL cells and your gastric cells. Second, by prostaglandin production. Arachidonic acid is producing prostaglandin in the presence of COX. This arachidonic acid is being stimulated whenever hydrochloric acid is very high. ठीक है. Whenever HCl is very high, arachidonic acid is stimulated, prostaglandins are produced. They in turn will stimulate goblet cells. As goblet cells are stimulated, they will produce both mucus and bicarbonate. Mucus will add on to the protection of your inner lining of stomach, and bicarbonate will directly inhibit HCl because it has a alkaline effect. It is an alkali. ठीक है. It is a basic material. That basic material will react with HCl and it will suppress HCl. So those are the two mechanisms through which inhibition of HCl work. Tomorrow, I hope you understood this mechanism. This is how acid is being regulated inside your body. Specifically, acid is being regulated inside your stomach. Tomorrow, we'll discuss the drugs, how you can do the same thing with drugs, how you can stimulate inhibition of HCl, and how you can decrease the production of HCl, both.